Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're putting away the usual vocabulary lists.
Yeah, we're going deeper.
We're diving into the language of social reaction, the kind of nuanced English that really shows fluency.
Mm,
Our mission today is pretty focused. We're looking at four really powerful expressions.
yeah.
Things about connection, about reaction.
Right. And stuff you, the learner, probably won't find in a standard textbook.
Exactly. These are the tools to help you talk about subtle social stuff like a native speaker.
Think of it like a shortcut, really, a shortcut to understanding that emotional layer of everyday English.
Yeah.
We're not talking beginner stuff. We mean like instant chemistry or sudden shock, even that weird feeling of sudden dislike.
Or inherited traits.
Exactly. These are the bits you need if you want to go beyond just being understood and, actually connect. So our source material for this comes from excerpts from Action English, connection and reaction phrases.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It focuses on these four specific idioms, all built around just two verbs, hit and take, which is interesting in itself. It really is.
Yeah.
Because hit and take, they both suggest something immediate, don't they?
Yeah, like an impact.
An impact, a suddenness, like a collision of feelings or personalities, good or bad. We're really zeroing in on that moment it happens.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the positive side, that instant connection. Okay, phrase number 1, hit it off with someone. This one's like social fireworks, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It means that immediate connection, that chemistry. You just click.
And it feels easy.
Totally effortless. You immediately get along, feel comfortable really quickly. It implies that instant friendship or, sometimes romantic chemistry.
And grammatically, you need that with, right? You
Yeah.
get it off with someone. Absolutely crucial. That's a common slip-up. It's inseparable, and you need the with to link to the other person. Just saying, we hit it off sounds, well, incomplete.
Right. So it's about that flow, isn't it? No friction in the conversation.
Exactly. Zero friction. The classic example, like the source gives, is romantic. I met my wife at a party. We hit it off right away.
Instantly tells you everything. Sparks flew. Mutual interest.
Yeah, much quicker than saying, we had a pleasant conversation and found common ground. It's got energy.
But it's easy to think it's only romantic. I think
Yeah.
that's a key point for learners.
Oh, absolutely. That's a vital takeaway. It's super versatile. It works just as well, maybe even more often, for work colleagues or just new friends. Like the example, the new colleagues hit it off on the first day. Right. That signals great synergy from the start. Good communication, mutual respect, instant rapport in any situation, really.
And I liked how the sources mentioned the unexpected elements sometimes.
Yeah, that adds another layer. If you just say, I get along with my neighbor, it's fine, but kind of flat.
But saying, I didn't expect to hit it off with my neighbor, but she's great.
That tells a story. It highlights that the connection was surprising, maybe defied your expectations. It cut through any preconceived notions.
That's that nuance we're talking about. You're not just saying you met someone nice. You're saying there was an immediate, easy, maybe surprising connection.
Exactly. It suggests effortlessness, too. A good meeting might take work. Hitting it off feels natural, almost destined.
It's like the best possible outcome for a first meeting.
Pretty much. And it's almost always looking back, isn't it? Describing something that already happened and went well.
Good point. And the it in hit it off. Was it it?
Yeah. It's idiomatic. It refers to the interaction, the relationship, the whole situation kind of abstractly.
So you can't replace it. Like hit the conversation off. Nope. Doesn't work. The it is fixed. It locks in the meaning. Instant, successful connection. Okay. So hit it off. The positive impact. But impacts aren't always good. Sometimes they're jarring.
Which leads us perfectly into phrase number 2. Okay. Phrase 2 uses our other verb, take. It's take aback. But here's the crucial thing. You almost always hear it in the passive. Be taken aback.
Right. So I was taken aback. She was taken aback. Why the passive? Why is that so dominant?
Well, what's fascinating here is the grammar reflects the experience. When you're taken aback, you're the recipient of the shock. Something unexpected hits you, and for a moment, you're stopped.
You're acted upon.
Exactly. You could say his rudeness took me aback, but honestly, I was taken aback by his rudeness. It's much, much more common. It puts the focus on your reaction, your shock. Okay, and the meaning is very surprised or shocked by something unexpected. But there's a nuance, isn't there, about politeness. Yes, the surprise often comes from something, well, impolite or just really out of the blue, something that makes you pause.
It's not just, oh, look, it's raining. Surprise.
Definitely not. If you find $5 on the street, you're just surprised. If your normally quiet colleague suddenly shouts in a meeting, you're taken aback. It implies you were thrown off balance for a second.
And the sources call this polite English, which seems odd for describing shock. Why polite?
Yeah, it's about formality, really. Saying I was shocked can sound a bit dramatic, a bit raw, maybe, especially in professional settings.
Ah, okay.
Taken aback sounds more measured, more controlled. It implies you registered the shock, but you're describing it with a certain composure, like you're processing it intellectually, not just reacting emotionally.
So it's expressing surprise without using extreme language. Restraint.
Precisely. It's useful to compare. You've got surprise, too mild; shocked, quite strong, visceral; stunned implies you're almost frozen; flustered, more about nervous confusion.
Where does taken aback fit?
It's got the intensity of shocked, but maybe the momentary off-balance feeling of flustered, yet it keeps that formal, controlled tone. It signals your social equilibrium got knocked for a loop. Perfect for rudeness, then. Like the example. I was taken aback by how rude he was.
Yeah. It says the rudeness wasn't just annoying, it was a breach. It genuinely made you stop and think, whoa.
You lose your footing for a second. Exactly. You pause, you process. The social norm was violated enough to require that moment.
But it's not always negative, right? The sources mention positive shock, too. Absolutely. The intensity is the key. Like the example, we were all taken aback when the quiet student started singing perfectly.
Ah, okay. So it's positive awe.
Right. But it's taken aback because it was so unexpected, so far beyond what anyone thought possible for that student, that it just stopped everyone. It was the sheer level of unexpectedness.
So the intensity has to be high, positive or negative. It caused a real pause.
That's the trigger. If the loud, outgoing student sang well, you just say, wow, she sang beautifully. But the quiet one, taken aback. So for the learner, use this when the surprise was intense enough to make you momentarily stop or pause. Spot on. And fun fact, it comes from sailing. Being taken aback was when the wind suddenly hit the sails from the wrong side, stopping the boat or pushing it backward.
Oh, I love that. That image fits perfectly. Stopped in your tracks. Exactly. Okay, so we've had positive connection, jarring shock. Now let's look at something about continuity. All right, phrase 3, take after. This one seems simpler in meaning, but the rule around it is super strict. Yeah, the definition's straightforward. To be like a family member. In personality, looks, habits, whatever. It's how we talk about resemblance passed down in families. And that crucial rule, the sources are crystal clear this is always about family.
Right.
Non-negotiable? Absolutely. Never friends, colleagues, heroes, only family. This is probably the biggest trap for learners with this phrase.
If you say, I take after my favorite teacher.
A native speaker will pause, they'll be confused, they might even think, wait, is your teacher secretly your parent?
Okay, so no wiggle room there. Why is English so strict about this one phrase?
That's a good question, I think. I think it's tied to the idea of inheritance, of legacy. It implies something innate, maybe genetic, something passed down automatically.
Not something you chose or learned?
Exactly. It connects you directly to your family line. When you say take after, you're implying a natural, almost unavoidable resemblance. Using it for a mentor would feel odd, like you're blurring a fundamental line.
So the power is in its limitation. It instantly signals family.
Precisely. It roots the trait in identity in where you come from.
Let's look at the examples. It covers personality, right?
Yep. You take after your father, you both love music. A shared passion seems inherited.
And character traits, too.
She takes after her mother's kindness. That suggests it's a deep, defining trait, maybe learned very young or just part of her nature like her mother's, often a compliment. And the obvious one, appearance. Right. The twins take after their grandfather. Same smile. It's quick, neat, much more natural than saying the twins have a smile that is the same as their grandfather's smile.
Yeah, much smoother.
Take after. Just bundles that whole idea of inheriting the trait into one package.
So for you listening, this is your go-to phrase for pointing out family resemblance. Oh, you really take after your dad. Very natural.
A lovely little phrase for connecting people to their roots.
No.
Now for a complete change of pace. From family ties to sudden, baffling dislike. Okay, our final phrase. Take against. This is sort of the dark twin of hit it off.
Yeah, if hit it off is instant liking, this is instant disliking. But specifically, for no good reason. Exactly. The definition is to start disliking someone suddenly, without a clear cause. A gut feeling, but a negative one. The sources called this one rare but real. It's not textbook vocabulary.
No, because it describes something complex and, frankly, irrational. It's for that negative chemistry that you just can't explain logically.
That's the key, isn't it? The lack of reason. If someone was rude, you
Yeah.
just dislike them because they were rude.
Right. You wouldn't use take against then. You use take against when the dislike feels unfair, impulsive, maybe based on nothing tangible. It highlights the absence of a good reason.
So it's really useful in situations like office politics. Perfect example. The sources give. My boss took against the new employee immediately. What does that tell you? It tells me the employee probably didn't do anything wrong, and the boss's reaction is unfair, arbitrary.
Precisely. The phrase itself implies injustice. It shifts the focus to the person doing the disliking, suggesting their judgment is off.
And personally. I don't know why she took against me. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, see? It expresses confusion, maybe even a sense of being wronged. The speaker is saying, this negativity isn't about me, it's about them.
So how is it different from just dislike or hate?
Hate is strong, usually needs time or a reason. Dislike is a state. Take against is about the start of the dislike, that sudden negative switch flipping, often right at the beginning, based on, well, who knows?
A gut reaction.
A negative gut reaction. It captures that specific moment of unfounded aversion. The sources even mention kids doing it with teachers on day one. It's a real human thing. Okay, so 4 phrases. Instant connection, hit it off. Sudden shock, be taken aback. Family resemblance, take after. And sudden, baseless dislike, take against. All about immediate reactions.
Right.
And now let's see how they weave together.
Okay, we've defined them, looked at the rules. Now let's see them in action. The source material has this great little story using all 4.
Yeah, this is where it clicks for the learner. Seeing how they work together shows their real power. It traces a whole social arc. Okay, so the setup. Sarah starts a new job. First line. When Sarah started her new job, she hit it off with everyone. What is that setup? Instant success, right? Positive vibe, good team chemistry. Sarah fits in immediately, effortlessly. The environment starts out great, but then the conflict, using phrase 4. But her manager seemed to take against her for no reason. Boom. Massive pivot. Using take against immediately signals the problem isn't Sarah, it's the manager. It injects unfairness, tension. If it just said the manager disliked her, we'd wonder what Sarah did.
Yeah, take against blames the manager's perception.
Exactly. It points to bias or just irrational negativity. Okay, then it escalates. One day, the manager shouted at her in a meeting, and Sarah's reaction. Phrase 2. Sarah was taken aback. Perfect choice. Not just surprised or upset. She was shocked by the sheer unprofessionalism, the aggression. It violated the norm so much it made her pause, lose her footing for a moment.
Right.
And the resolution ties in the last phrase. Later, the team said Sarah takes after her father, calm, patient, and respectful, so she handled the situation professionally. And there's the full circle. Her ability to cope with that shock and unfairness isn't just a skill, it's linked to her character, her family background. She takes after her father's calmness. So the story uses these 4 phrases to show the whole journey. Good start, irrational conflict, the shock of it, and the character trait that helps her manage. Incredible efficiency. You get the whole social dynamic, positive start, unfair conflict, emotional impact, and character-based resolution super fast. That's high-level fluency.
It really shows they're not just synonyms for basic words. They're precision tools for storytelling.
Totally. Now, let's look at the dialogue practice. This shows them in just, like, normal chat. Yeah, even more useful, perhaps. So 2 friends talking about someone they met. Starts easy. Emma, remember that guy? Yeah, we really hit it off. We talked for an hour. Oh, okay, straight away. Successful meeting, good vibe, mutual enjoyment, standard use of hit it off. Then the surprising detail. I was taken aback when he spoke 5 languages. Whew. Ooh, using taken aback for positive surprise here. It emphasizes how impressive and unexpected his skill was, enough to make her pause like, wow, really? And the explanation for his talent uses phrase 3. He takes after his mom. She's a translator, see? Linking his skill back to family, it suggests the talent might be inherited or at least deeply influenced by his upbringing. Explains the surprising ability. Then comes the funny bit, the social anxiety. Using take against. Really? I thought he had taken against me. He didn't laugh at my jokes. Huh. Yeah, this is great. It shows how we use it for perceived, unexplained negativity. The speaker felt the guy's lack of reaction was a personal slight, a sudden dislike he couldn't fathom.
He jumped to take against because he couldn't see a reason for the perceived coldness. Exactly. And the friend corrects him, no, he just didn't think they were funny. It shows how these phrases help us talk about and sometimes misinterpret social signals. So using these correctly, especially knowing the rules for take after and taken aback, really makes you sound more natural.
Definitely. You're describing the ups and downs of relationships with the kind of precise shorthand native speakers use all the time.
It's about emotional depth, not just facts. The why and how of the feeling.
That's it. You've got a toolkit for explaining why things started well, why they went wrong unexpectedly, and how people cope.
Which is what this deep dive is all about, getting those high-value nuggets. Okay, that was a pretty thorough look at these 4 phrases. Let's do a super quick recap. Just nail down the core meaning and any key rules.
Ready? Fire away.
Hit it off. Meaning and constraint. Instant connection, chemistry. Use it with someone. Applies to any kind of relationship, friends, romance, work. Example, we hit it off on the first day.
Be taken aback. Meaning and grammar. Intense surprise or shock, often from something unexpected or rude. Crucially, use it in the passive. I was taken aback. Example, I was taken aback by his sudden anger.
Take after. Meaning, and the big rule, resemble a family member looks or personality. The rule, strictly only for family, no exceptions. Example, she takes after her grandmother's artistic talent.
Take against. Meaning and social function. Suddenly dislike someone for no clear reason. Its function is often to imply the dislike is unfair or irrational. Example, he took against the proposal immediately, we don't know why.
4 phrases. A big upgrade in expressing social dynamics.
Absolutely. And connecting this to the bigger picture. Mastering these takes you beyond just transactional English. You get access to how native speakers talk about relationships, emotions, the reasons behind interactions.
It's the difference between just being understood and really connecting.
That's the goal. Okay, provocative closing thought time. We saw how Sarah took after her father's patience to handle being taken aback. So, think about your own life. Maybe a time you hit it off with someone new, but then realized they'd strongly taken against someone you knew and respected. What family trait, something you take after, helped you navigate that tricky situation?
Ooh, that's a complex one. Something for you to think about. Maybe even try discussing using these phrases.
Definitely. Try using 2 of them this week. See how it feels. Don't be taken aback if it sounds really natural.
Ah, nice one. We always hit it off with you on these deep dives. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.